No, I feel really great. I love Madrid. It's an amazing tournament.
Alex Eala delivered a fluent Spanish interview at the Caja Magica on April 23, 2026, and within hours, Boris Becker's name was attached to the moment, without a single verified word from Becker himself. That's not a minor detail, that's the story. Because the gap between what the headline claimed, Boris Becker stunned.
I speak from the heart, it's my opinion. If you don't like it, you can tell time, okay? And it was embarrassing.
And what the record actually shows tells you more about the machinery of modern tennis media and more about Alex Eala's real journey than any viral clip ever could. Eala had just defeated Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, a former French Open finalist and Russian Tour veteran, 6-3, 6-3 in her Mutua Madrid Open main draw debut. The scoreline alone was significant, but when Eala shifted mid-interview from English into Spanish, casually, fluently, with a joke about a demonio de Bilbao, the Caja Magica crowd responded. The clip spread globally, and digital creators immediately reached for a name that would give the moment historical weight. Boris Becker, 6-time Grand Slam champion, the man who won Wimbledon at 17 years old in 1985.
Congratulations on this first match that you played here at Madrid Open. So we want to know, how was you feeling? No, I feel really great. I love Madrid. It's an amazing tournament. Sí, cada vez que vengo aquí siento muy cómoda, siento en casa. Llevo muchos años aquí en España, pues nada, cada partido en este nivel es una lucha, es una batalla, pues estoy muy contento por eso. Okay, that's all my Spanish. I'm scared now. No, because I know that you have a great team that they are showing you a lot of words in Spanish, right? Yeah, I'm here almost 8 years, so my Spanish gets better. I'm traveling a lot, but yeah, estoy intentando no tener miedo de hablar en español, pues así. Gracias por todo su apoyo, gracias.
The problem? There is no verified record of Becker making any direct public statement about Eala's Spanish. None. What there is, from April 12, 2026, 11 days before that interview, is the auction of Becker's 1989 U.S. Open trophy for $357,456, sold to settle debts from his 2019 bankruptcy and 2022 UK prison sentence. His name was already circulating in global sports media, and media ecosystems are extraordinarily efficient at weaving historical weight, institutional struggle, and fresh viral sensation into a single headline. Becker's name, algorithmically paired with Eala's moment, manufactured a link between historic tennis greatness and what people were already calling the Alex Eala effect. But that manufactured headline buried something far more interesting: how Eala actually built that Spanish in the first place.
Court, but then right after the match, you showed off your Spanish.
My Spanish
skills. Can you speak Spanish? Have you been working on that?
Oh, well, yeah, I've lived in Spain for a really long time already, and I did study Spanish in school there, so...
In 2018, Eala was 13 years old, living in Quezon City, Philippines. And she, along with her family, made a decision that would reshape the next decade of her life. She relocated to Mallorca, Spain to board at the Rafa Nadal Academy, not for a summer, not for a season, for 6 years. Under coaches Joan Bosch and Alexandro Viene, Eala trained daily at the RNA, and Bosch's sessions with Eala were bilingual, English and Spanish every single day for years. That detail doesn't appear in the viral clip headlines, but it's the mechanical reality that produced the fluency the crowd heard on April 23rd. The demonio de Bilbao joke, the chistes de padre, the dad jokes Eala cheerfully admitted she'd picked up, those weren't the product of some natural gift for languages. They were the product of 6 consecutive years living inside a Spanish-speaking athletic environment, graduating from the Rafa Nadal Academy in June 2023. And that's when the fuller picture starts to come into focus, because the language was only one layer.
Alexandra Eala, the teenager from the Philippines, who didn't have to play today.
You're calling it.
She's winning the tournament.
Eala?
Yep.
Oh,
Wow. Why do you say that?
Mic drop from Anaco.
I don't have to elaborate.
How is she going to beat Iga?
No, I think, look, it's been so much fun to watch her play. I love the fact that she's been able to take power and use it against her.
The deeper architecture behind Eala's Madrid moment runs through a family that understood from multiple directions exactly what elite performance demands. Her grandfather, Roberto Bobby Maniego, introduced Eala to tennis at age 4. Her mother, Rose Marie, known as Riza, was a swimming bronze medalist in the 100-meter backstroke at the 1985 Southeast Asian Games and later served as Globe Telecom's CFO until 2024. Her uncle Noli Eala served as chairperson of the Philippine Sports Commission and commissioner of the Philippine Basketball Association. Another uncle, Rhett Eala, is the fashion designer behind the custom Filipiniana gown Alex wore to the Laureus World Sports Awards at the Palacio de Cibeles in Madrid on April 20th, 2 days before her Pavlyuchenkova match, and her brother Miko, who played collegiate tennis for Pennsylvania State University from 2020 to 2024, had relocated to Madrid for professional work. He was there, in the city, during the tournament. A support structure, physically present during one of the highest profile weeks of Alex Eala's career. The viral clip showed 30 seconds. The infrastructure behind those 30 seconds took 20 years to build.
Of course, we have to mention Alex Eala, the incredible fandom coming, across the globe, especially from the Filipino community.
But the weight behind Eala extended beyond family. In November 2025, on the first anniversary of Rafael Nadal's professional retirement, Nadal hit on court with Eala, who was then ranked number 53, and it wasn't ceremonial. Nadal gave specific technical feedback on Eala's forehand. The man whose academy had housed her for 6 years was, after his own career ended, personally working on the mechanics of her most important weapon, her heavy topspin forehand, the centerpiece of an aggressive left-handed baseline game built in Mallorca. What Eala delivered at the Caja Magica on April 23rd wasn't a surprise. It was a scheduled return to the place where she had been built.
So I remember attending the first round of her match, which was a tough match at the US Open, and then I went back home, and then I was contemplating coming back, and I wanted to witness her win because I think she has such an amazing head on her shoulders and the game, and I think she has a voice and a platform that's going to transcend the sport, and as we know now, sport is.
And here's what the viral clip absolutely did not mention. Eala was on that Madrid court partly because of a corporate wildcard structure that Spanish tennis players had formally protested. IMG Management represents Alex Eala. In late 2021 and early 2022, IMG completed its acquisition of the Mutua Madrid Open from Romanian businessman Ion Țiriac's Super Slam Limited. After that takeover, a significant share of main draw wildcards began flowing to IMG-represented clients. In 2022, Spanish veterans Fernando Verdasco, Paula Badosa, Carlos Taberner, and Pablo Andujar issued a joint statement saying commercial interests were overriding sporting merit at their own national tournament. Verdasco specifically said that tournament director Feliciano Lopez's efforts to support him had been blocked by the corporate owners. Then in April 2026, the same month Eala's Spanish interview went viral, Lopez defended the arrangement publicly, saying critics were largely clueless about operational realities and that private ownership means organizers simply don't hold final authority over wildcard decisions. The crowd that erupted for Alex Eala at the Caja Magica was cheering at a tournament whose wildcard structure had been the subject of a formal Spanish player protest 4 years earlier. The corporate engine that put Eala on that court, that gave her early exposure at Miami in 2022 and a path into Madrid in 2026, is the same engine that Lopez defended and Verdasco publicly challenged. That's the story the algorithm-optimized Becker headline never had room for. And then there's the Australian Open, January 19th, 2026, Court 6, Melbourne, Eala's main draw singles debut at a Grand Slam. The crowd was so large that lines stretched past Rod Laver Arena. Filipino fans packed the stands, overflowed the standing areas, and created an atmosphere the chair umpire had to warn multiple times, cheering unforced errors, applauding double faults, shouting between first and second serves. Eala won the opening set 6-0. A bagel, complete domination. Then Alicia Parks, ranked number 100, not seeded, not a marquee name, made an adjustment. Parks blocked out the crowd through an inner monologue and used the hostile atmosphere as fuel. She won the second set 6-3. She won the third 6-2. Parks fired 12 aces to close the match out. Eala lost, not to a higher-ranked player absorbing pressure, to a lower-ranked player who, when the environment turned against her, transformed that hostility into precision. The crowd that was meant to be Eala's greatest asset became the variable Parks turned against her. By June 2026, Eala had reached a career-high ranking of world number 29, accumulated $2,150,540 in career prize money, won the Birmingham Open by defeating Nikola Bartunka in 3 sets, and reached the Berlin Open semifinals, where back-to-back victories over Donna Vekic, world number 2 Elena Rybakina at 7-5, 6-4, and Elena Svitolina at 6-3. 6-4 gave her her third career top 10 win. The trajectory is real. The progress is documented. But here's the question that the Boris Becker headline, the IMG wildcard structure, the Mallorca years, and the Australian Open crowd all circle without ever landing on. When the global media apparatus packages Alex Eala's story, her language, her family, her corporate backing, her crowd, into a headline that names a man who may have said nothing at all. Is the story about Alex Eala, or is Alex Eala simply the story the algorithm needed?